now, as inflation continues to ease gradually across many African countries, the International Monetary Fund has warned that the central banks need to move cautiously on cutting interest rates, as market expectations of looser monetary policy could fuel another flare-up of inflation. This comes as the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana concludes its 117th regular meeting to assess development in the economy. There is more in the following report.
As the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana meets to conclude its 117th regular meetings to assess developments in the economy, stakeholders, especially the business community, is calling for a divergence of the BOG's tight monetary policy stance and adopt a more accommodative approach to lower interest rates. These stakeholders expect the Monetary Policy Committee to hold the policy rate at 29%, considering the marginal depreciation of the cedi and the easing of inflation. In its last review, the central bank slashed the policy rate by 100 basis points to 29% after it maintained it at 30%. The committee decided to reduce the MPR, noting the emerging economic recovery, emphasizing the need to maintain a strong policy stance for disinflation gains. Already, inflation eased back to 23.2% in February 2024, down from 23.5% in January. Despite this, market analysts have warned that inflationary pressures remain elevated and subsequent figures could see a spike. At a recent meeting, Julie Kozak, director of IMF's communication department, urged central banks to guard against premature easing of the monetary policy.
Broadly speaking, because inflation has been coming down, but it's not yet at target or close enough to target, our line or our view remains the same, which is the job is not yet done on monetary policy. We are urging central banks to guard against a premature easing of monetary policy. And yet, where underlying inflation and inflation expectations are clearly and decisively moving toward target consistent levels, some adjustments of monetary policy may be warranted. Some emerging economies have begun to reduce reduce policy rates from already high levels as inflation pressures have eased more rapidly. And some advanced economies need to retain a restrictive rate to ensure that inflation pressures abate.
For Citi Business News, my name is Nete Ajahu.